Hello, my name is Coco, and I'm doing a recap of episode 14 of Let's Eat. And it starts off with Lee Soo-kung running around her apartment, realizing that she's late to meet the assailant, and that's when you see her getting out of the elevator or wherever that Goo Dae-young saw her, and he was calling her name, and she didn't hear him. And it shows her that she's going to the cleaners to get Kim Hak-moon's jacket cleaned. And while she's there, that is when she called Yoon Jin-yi, because Goo Dae-young and Yoon Jin-yi's at the security office, and that's when she said she was going to meet the assailant. Well, so she wasn't picking up her, so she was going to go meet the assailant. And she wasn't picking up her phone, and so Goo Dae-young went to the police, and he's like, she's been kidnapped and this and that, and the dude was like, he was ready to go, but the more he kept talking to Goo Dae-young, he was like, hold up, wait a minute, she been gone for 10 minutes, and Goo Dae-young was like, shoot, anything can happen in 10 minutes, which he is right, kind of, but, the police like, we can't do nothing. So Goo Dae-young is running out, and that's when, did he call Kim Hak-moon? I think it's when he called Kim Hak-moon. He's like, is Lee Soo-kung with you? And he's basically telling him the same thing as the police, that the victim didn't have no brother, and that's the assailant. And that's when the person that's been hurting and or killing women, and Kim Hak-moon was like, no, like, Goo Dae-young was like, okay, I can't talk to you. And so then he remembered, Kim Hak-moon might have told him about the jacket, and so then he was like, okay, he runs to the cleaners, the cleaner dude's like, I don't know nothing. Then he was like, wait, when she was on the phone, she remembered she was going to such and such place. And so he's running to get her, and, there's Lee Soo-kung, and this dude, he came up to, patting her on the back saying, I'm the victim's brother. And he's like, I parked my car in the alley. What? I don't care if you parked it. You could have parked it in the next city over. Why the freak would I walk with you? I don't understand it. She should be like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not going with you. If you parked in the alley, that's fine. You can drive right out here and pick me up. So I just didn't understand it. So Lee Soo-kung is going, I'm like, why aren't you walking with him? And the assailant was like, the guy that's been the victim's brother, well, not the victim's brother, the one that's killing or, and hurting the women. He was like, basically got to the point, don't you realize who I am? And Lucy Kong's like, I don't know you. And he was like, oh, you don't. He said, I figured you would. And so, I'm the one, that you supposedly saw that night or whatever. And Lee Soo-kung, she looked like, what? And she takes off running, and she tried to get into this place, and she can't go nowhere. And here comes the assailant. He's about to go, he took out this trophy and was about to hit her across her head with it, and next thing you know, she starts to scream, and like bam, next thing I know, Goo Dae-young is on the sidewalk. Apparently he done I don't know if the dude got on the drove on the sidewalk and hit Goo Dae-young, or Goo Dae-young ran into him. All I know is Goo Dae-young's arm hurt. He's not taking no going to the hospital, nothing. He is trying to save Lee Soo-kung. Well, he gets there and he sees a ambulance, and he thought something happened to Lee Soo-kung, and he's running, and he's like, he's calling for her, and she was like, Goo Dae-young, and he saw her with a blanket over her. He ran over, he just gave her a hug. He's like, I'm so glad you okay. And she's like, why is he hugging me? And so they get into the car, and come to find out, she was like, I was suspicious. He said there's no way he should have had my number. Well, when Goo Dae-young found out that was all set up because, Lee Soo-kung is in her suspicious ways, he started going off on her, and the police, and the police was, he was making her feel bad, like, how could y'all do this, and blah, blah, blah. And Lee Soo-kung was like, wait, she said, I volunteered to be bait. She said, besides, she said, I wanted to do it to make it up to you. She said, because I felt bad, that, I lost you your $100,000 so to be to show you all, sorry I figure I can catch the culprit for you. And he was like, you still shouldn't have went and been bait. And that's when she realized he's hurt, and they went to the hospital, and he had to go to get a cast. And then he wanted her to write some insurance thing on his casting, which he did. So when they was like leaving the hospital, here comes Kim Hak Moon, and Good as was like, like, oh, you here? So he was like kind of walking off, which Yoon Jin ended up coming to the hospital too. And Good Ling like, we should go, but Kim Hak Moon is like really trying to talk to Lee Soo Kang, and she's just looking like, oh no, Good Young is leaving, and she ain't paying Kim Hak Moon any mind. And she was like, okay, thank you for the thing, I'll see you later, bye, work. And she's like, Good Young, wait. And they at the place to eat, and Good Young's looking at her like, why did she come here? They eating and whatnot, and then later that night, Lee Soo Kang moved her bed right beside back to the wall, and she can't sleep because she's thinking about how creepy that guy was that she helped get caught, and she's sighing or whatever, and Good Young is kind of close to her wall. And he's like, but he like texts her, he's like, are you asleep? And she was like, no, I'm not. And how do you know? He's like, I can't hear your snoring. And she like sit up and her back is against the wall. And they were so cute, just texting back and forth to each other. And he was like teasing her that he wasn't gonna go tell her this place where she can get this food that's been flavored by beer. And then it shows Kim Hak Moon all sat in the bar, and come to find out he feels guilty because he thinks that he was the reason why Lee Soo Kang almost got hurt, because he was telling her to go ahead and meet the victim's brother and the victim. And then the next day, Lee Soo Kang wakes up to someone knocking on her door, and she opened it, and it's the manager's wife, which is her friend, and her friends start going off on her too, like, how could you do this and that, and she started crying, and it was just like, oh, and she's like, what if something happened to you? And Lee Soo Kang is like hugging her, and they eat the food that she fixed to give to Lee Soo Kang, and then what happened after that? Oh yeah, Lee Soo Kang went after she went to work, and the manager was like, oh, I found out what you did, and attorney, took me a minute to get it, and it was like, she was basically saying, you're not female enough for Kim Hak Moon, but I am, is basically what she pretty much said. So then they found out that Kim Hak Moon's been sleeping there all night, and he's like avoiding her and keep avoiding her, and Lee Soo Kang finally went to talk to him, and she's like, I remember you confessing your feelings for me, and that gift you gave me, the only reason why my friend had it because her hair kept falling, she kept taking it, and she's like, thank you for liking me. And he told her, I feel bad for telling you to go to see the victim's brother, and the victim. She's like, don't feel bad, and he was apologizing for that, but anyway, she thanked him for liking her, and she was like, I can't date you. And it goes to the scene where Good Young is going to the cleaners to get his shirt cleaned, and at the time the cleaner gave him Kim Hak Moon's jacket and told him to give it to his Lee Soo Kang. And so he's going back to the apartment, and he sees Lee Soo Kang, and he's like, here, and he was like, oh, you should buy me food because it hurt my arm carrying it all over here. And she's like, okay, we can go eat. She was like, let's ask Yoon Jin-gi to come eat with us. And Yoon Jin-gi said no because she was too busy doing something. And it looked like Lee Soo Kang and her dog on something. And so she's apparently Yoon Jin-yi was fixing him a surprise gift, and oh, like it was wild. I was like, what the, like when she was leaving her apartment, a hand popped out of her bed. Why is a hand popping out of her bed? I'm like, what? And like I don't know what part when she knew where they were eating at, what exactly where Yoon Jin-yi entered at, but Lee Soo-kung and Goo Dae-young were eating their food, and you know Goo Dae-young wanted to drink soju, is that what it's called? You know, and he can't have it because I guess because his bone is broken, they say he couldn't. And Lee Soo-kung said you can't have none or anything like that. You know, he wanted to take a picture of Lee Soo-kung, and he was trying to. She wouldn't. She was covering up her face, and she was eating something that was so hot. And I don't know. He wanted to take a picture, and he was like, "Why won't you let me take a picture?" He says, "Like funny as your snore." She was like, "What? You ain't deleted it yet?" He was like, "Why would I delete it?" And so, you know, because he only got one hand arm to use right now. And so, okay, you gonna make me force me to do this. You gonna make force me to do this. And so he put his phone down, and he was trying to move her hands away. When he did, like, bam, he kissed her. And I was like, what? And then there was like Yoon Jin-yi. She entered. I don't know. It showed her looking, so I'm not exactly sure where she entered at, but where she came in at. But yeah, that is how it ended. And it was a good episode. And that's it. Bye.